day of my life, I ball.
I'm here with Mimi of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, Season 1. How are you, Mimi?
I am awesome. How are you?
I am fine as well. To kind of clarify for some of our readers, you've been with Stevie J off and on for 15 years, correct?
Correct.
All righty. And during those off times, off and on. And during those off times, of course, is when he dated other people, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Now,
not with Stevie when he was in any other relationship.
Okay, perfect. Now, what we're watching on television right now, how long were you guys on at that time?
Almost 4 years.
4 years. Okay. So now the timeline kind of makes sense because a lot of our readers were asking, like, hey, 15 years, where's all these other people and babies come from? But that makes sense now. All right, now.
We had all of the children before we got together.
Okay. Thank you very much for clarifying that because a lot of people didn't know that either. All right. Now, what made you want to do the show and put your relationship on display?
Honestly, I really didn't have any time to think about it. I had a girlfriend tell me about the casting on a Monday. Wednesday, we went down for it, and we were chose just that quickly. So I really didn't have time to plan or think or I want to do it for this or that reason. I found out one day, went down 2 days later, and was picked for the cast. So it just happened very fast.
Okay. Now, on the first episode, you kind of already talked about having some issues. Were you guys already in a weird place, you and Stevie, prior to the show, or did the show enhance that and bring that out?
Both. We were in a weird place, and the show also enhanced and brought out a whole lot.
I can imagine, definitely. Prior to the show, had you met Joseline ever?
Yes, I met Joseline for the first time in December. Matter of fact, it was Christmas Day. Was the first time I met Joseline, and I had gone down to the studio, and she was in the studio in the booth working, and that was the first time I knew or found out even who Joseline was, and I thought she was just an artist.
Right. Yeah, and that's around the same time he started working with her as well, right?
Correct.
Okay, and at the time, you did say you thought she was just an artist. Did you ever suspect that he may sleep with her?
Not at that day, I did not. I met her, I went down to the studio, I found out who she was, but it never occurred to me that he was sleeping with her at all at that point, no.
Okay. Now, on the show, you and Stevie, and this was genius in my opinion, you and Stevie entered into a business deal where you got 20%. Now, to clarify, was that 20% of Joseline's project or all of Stevie's dealings?
It was both. It was going to be, actually it was 10% of Joseline, and it was 20% of Stevie and everything that Stevie does.
Oh, wow.
Right.
Okay, so that's an even better deal. When money is involved, sometimes it makes it worth it. All right, now.
I don't know.
Trust me, I've been in the same position as you, and I wasn't getting a dime from it. So I'm commending you right now for even thinking about it. But I'm one of the few people who actually watches the show and the bonus clips on VH1.com. And while kind of reviewing the bonus clips last night, I noticed that we kind of see a side of you that we don't get to see on the show. Like on the bonus clips, we get to see Mimi, who stands up for herself, and she doesn't take any mess from Joseline, from Stevie, and she's just, she's this real strong Mimi. But on the show, you're more quiet and more passive. How do you feel about the way the show's being edited?
Whoever makes the decisions on editing, that's not up to me. So, I guess they figure they're putting out the best show they how to put out what they wanted to display. But I know who I am. I know how I am. And so, I mean, I just know me. So
yeah,
I can't, whoever sees it and has an opinion about it, that's fine. They're entitled to their opinion. But I know what I've done. I know what I've said. If it's not being displayed or showed, I can't really do anything about it. But I know the truth. So.
Right. And does it ever concern you that the public is only seeing a more passive pushover Mimi rather than, because there was a lot of scenes where you were just going off and it was power to Mimi,
exactly.
but on the show you don't see that. Yeah.
It's a little, it bothers me a little bit, but I mean, like I said, I can't. This show is what it is, and I really can't do anything about that.
Yeah. So it's reality, but in a sense, they kind of have it to where you are playing a character or a role in reality, if that makes sense.
I think what's happening is they're telling a story, so we have to just keep watching to see how it unfolds.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? So that's what I think is going on. But they have to, they're telling a story. They don't want to give it to you all, bam, at one time. So
I gotcha.
You have to stay tuned and keep watching to be like, oh, okay, I get it.
Gotcha. Now, in this story, what is it that keeps you maintaining your composure and from smacking Joseline in the face? Because there's some comments she's made where I think one that really pushed my buttons is where she said, I can run my mouth and I run your man's, when you guys were sitting at the table. What keeps you from not putting hands on her? Because I need a few of those tips.
When you understand a person and their ignorance, and then once you understand it, you understand how you can move or how to move. And for me to go there every time she ran her mouth or said something ignorant or stupid, I'd be smacking her every 5 minutes, and it's pointless. So I just she lies consistently. She contradicts herself consistently. So I get it. She wants to be famous by any means necessary. I understand that. I get it. So for me, it wouldn't make sense to just holler out. I'd be smacking her all day. It doesn't make sense. Just let her run her mouth because I understand what it is.
That's good advice. I'm definitely going to take that advice because she has me wanting to shake my TV screen sometimes. But now you said she lies and she runs her mouth a lot. And at the table scene, she mentioned something about you being a quote-unquote groupie and involved with Ja Rule back in the day. Is there any truth to Ja Rule involvement?
Yes, I know Ja Rule very well. Yes.
Okay. Now, kind of moving forward, one of our readers wanted to know, obviously, you're a gorgeous, gorgeous woman, and you're very loving. You own your own business. You do your own thing. You really aren't needing of any man. Are you presently looking for a man, though, who's your match?
Absolutely not. I'm not looking for anything. No.
All right. More power to Mimi. I'm not mad at that.